Day 281. Oh, long day. Woke up to that feeling of it shouldn't be Monday, but it is. And I really just want to turn the alarm clock off and sleep in a little bit. Or lounge around in bed. Or watch TV. Or play with a pup. Or go for a hike. Anything but adulting. No responsibility. No work to clock in at. No phone calls to answer. No emails to take care of. That was today. I got up, it was a little bit chilly outside, so that didn't help trying to get out of bed, made me want to crawl back into bed. And got to work, and someone had called off, so we had a little extra work today, and the phones just were not stopping, just all day, like phone call, phone call, phone call, phone call. And the last phone call I took was like a 35-minute phone call. I think it was 35 because I remember seeing 33, and we talked for a few more minutes, and it was just, holy, wow, my goodness, it was a long one. I'm trying to remember a certain part of the day. It's supposed to be a story. I can't remember what it was. It was kind of funny. And I wanted to remember. I thought I was going to remember it all day. Told myself to write it down. It's like, now I remember. I don't remember. It totally escapes me. Then got out of work, came back with a pup. Took her for a good walk. We got to see her little buddy and my friend Brandon and Indy. We talked a bit and got in a small conversation about this chanting with "Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon." It's funny because his name's Brandon. So we laughed about it and talked about the political view on it. But I also said, hey, I think this is how it came up. We said, if you wear a shirt in a marathon, half marathon, ultra marathon, and you put your name on it, or even a triathlon, something long distance, people just start chanting for you. And they'll just say, hey, Brandon, good job. Hey, Kim, good job. Hey, Jane. Hey, Jack. Keep it going. You're doing great. They'll give you these little bits of energy and advice and help keep you going, especially if you don't know anyone there. It gives you that support group that you didn't know you needed. And so I was saying, go get a shirt that says Brandon, or let's go Brandon. And it's like, funny story about that. I don't know if you heard this on the news, but it's a thing right now. And people are saying, let's go Brandon, and it means something completely different. And he's like, I don't know how this reporter screwed it up. Like, you can clearly hear that it's not let's go Brandon, it's something else. And it's like, it makes me laugh every time, and I don't know how they didn't hear it. Oh my gosh. And then we took a little bit. Then I had to bring the pup back. We changed, got ready, went to more funeral services. It was my older brother's wife's dad had passed away a few weeks ago, and it was at the same location that we had services for my grandma. So it really hit home, and it was hard to hear things and not think of my grandma. That what would have they said, or how can I relate this to the grandma? And it was just a different priest and a different take, and more advice and more stories. You just kept popping in there, and right before I had this notification too. It says, call grandma, call grandma. So just tough to see, but it was great to hear the story and be there for support. they all came from my grandma's services and were polite and great and respectful, so I wanted to show them the same respect and be there for them today, in their time of need and sorrow and mourning and grief. So sorry for your loss, Andrea and Christina and Alice and Amy and Joe. I hope you guys are doing well soon. And then went with my mom and Randy to go get some food and like, what's close? And I said, there's a Chili's like 3 miles down the road. There's one thing I know, it's open and I know it's in the general area. I was craving some chips and salsa, so it's like, unless you guys want somewhere else to go, I think it's still open. It should be good. But we go, and there's a sign on the window that says, fryers are down. Thanks for being patient. And I don't know if they still were, they only got down to 1 fryer, but excuse me, we were still able to get chips and salsa. Randy had got a burger with fries, so somehow they made the fries. And my mom had got some steak, the grilled steak with asparagus and avocado. And I had the chicken and rice bowl. I felt bad. I felt like eating a quesadilla or some fajitas. Either something just super tasty or something like a big meal. But then I wasn't able to run today. It was a struggle to get up in the morning and go. And I tried to set the alarm early enough for it so I could at least get a 4-mile run in. A 4-mile run in. It wasn't happening. I don't think it's gonna happen tomorrow. It's already 12:53. I still gotta take a few minutes to read. The push-ups are done, so that's good. And after after dinner, they went to the hotel. They're going to the morning mass tomorrow at 10. I won't be able to make it, but I just did want to pay my respects today, and say hi and say I love you guys. And it was hard to talk to them and know that they're hurting too, just as much as I was, and that almost no words can help at this point. You just try to show your support, try to be positive while you're there, sending good thoughts, good energy. Then I had my friend's credit card from the other day when we bought Popeyes, and they had given me their credit card, and I had put it to the side. I was like, okay, thanks. And I just put it to the side, and it stayed on my little door handle. And they texted me today and said, hey, I think you still have my credit card in the car. And I was like, oh my gosh, I do. I'm so sorry. I hope you don't need it. I can drop it off by today or tomorrow. Seriously, so I dropped it off today, and we just talked a little bit. They had some issues they were working through and just needed to vent and talk things out and have support as well. So we did that, and then just talked about life and where to go from here and ups and downs, how to work through it, even though it feels like a roller coaster. Then came back to the pub and we had a little walk, got some good back scratches, and now she's over here laying at my feet and having a good night. And I'm ready for bed. I'd like to get more sleep, and that's something I still need to work on. I feel like by now I should have got the hang of it. And we'll get there. Just gonna keep working at it. But that's gonna be it for the night. Still reading. Gotta tell we're around the book. What was that? 2/3 done. On page 177 right now. So still chipping away at it. Still chipping away. We're gonna call it good there. The plan is tomorrow to get in 6 to 8 mile run. I'm trying to get over those that peak of 40 miles, 35 miles consistently. I'm trying to break into the 45, 50s. And I believe we have that mile workout on Wednesday, potentially another mile fun run mile Friday. Ooh, so we shall see. We shall see. I don't know. I have something else going on. We'll see when we get there. I'm trying to remember. My brain's half focused, half fallen asleep. I can feel myself nodding off already. So we're gonna call it a night. So run your life with health and happiness, and have a good night.